right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. Behind the scenes, Don't Take Sports Talk on Instagram TV. I'm Durham, and say hello to Darren. What's going on, Darren?
What's going on? Week 6 in the NFL. What's going on?
Week 6 in the NFL. So, before we get started with our actual behind the scenes, I'm just going to say real quick. Of course, any content that you see behind the scenes on Instagram TV, just check it out. Our Instagram is at DTST 2414. But in the meantime, Darren, whenever you're getting ready, what's on tap in our podcast, and of course, the predictions.
Before putting out what's on tap for the podcast, I'm just going to run through our records for the first 5 weeks in the NFL. Dating back to week 1 and then the disagreement games that we all have had, me and Gerald didn't have. We had quite a few of them through the first 5 weeks. And that's probably the most we've had in a while.
Yeah.
Week 1, Gerald. 8-7 for you. Me, I was 10-5.
Horse crap.
So that's how that's looking. On the behalf of the disagreement games, you got 2 disagreement games. One from the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. You got the Baltimore Ravens. I got the Miami. I'm sorry. You got the Miami Dolphins. I had the Baltimore Ravens, and the Ravens won
Blew
that
them
game.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other disagreement game came from we only had 2. The Indianapolis Colts, Los Angeles Chargers. You picked the Colts, I picked the Chargers, and I won both of the disagreement games for week 1 in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Week 2, record 10-6 you, 10-6 me. So we both came out 10-6.
And we had disagreement games on that.
Sure did. They all kind of like evened itself out. First disagreement game kind of Buffalo Bills and the New York Giants. You picked the Bills, I picked the Giants. The Bills won. Yes, the Bills won. And then the other disagreement game, quite a few more. Indianapolis Colts, Tennessee Titans. You picked the Colts, I picked the Titans. The Colts won. Los Angeles Chargers, Detroit Lions. You picked the Chargers, I picked the Lions. The Lions won. The Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay Packers. You picked the Vikings, I picked the Packers. The Packers won. And the San Francisco 49ers, Cincinnati Bengals. You picked the Niners, I picked the Bengals. 49ers won, of course.
Yes.
They have not lost a game yet this season. And then the last disagreement game, Chicago Bears, Denver Broncos. You picked the Broncos just because you're a Broncos fan. I picked the Bears. The Bears won. That is week 2 in the NFL. So that meant 1, 2, 3. You won 3 disagreement games with week 2. I won 1, 2, 3. Match out 3-3.
Wow.
Week 3 NFL. You 9-7, me 12-4. Yep, that's week 3. Disagreement games came from the Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills. You picked the Bengals, and I picked the Bills. The Bills won. Houston Texans, Los Angeles Chargers. You picked the Chargers. I picked the Texans. Texans won. And the Los Angeles Rams, Cleveland Browns. You picked the Browns. I picked the Rams. The Rams won. You only won 1 disagreement game. I won 2. 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. I won 3 disagreement games. That's week 3. Week 4. You 10-5, me 7-8. That is the first under 500 record coming from week 4, and that is me with the 7-8 record. During you was close week 1 with the 8-7 record. Disagreement games. Another quite a few here. The first 2 you beat out. The Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens. You picked the Browns. I picked the Ravens. The Browns won. Second one, Kansas City Chiefs, Detroit Lions. You picked the Lions. You picked the Chiefs. I picked the Lions. The Chiefs won. And it's another disagreement game. Actually, you took all three of these. And you took all three of these disagreement games.
I'm shocked.
Yep, you took all three of them. The other one, Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears. You picked the Bears. I picked the Vikings just because they're the Vikings. Vikings won. I'm sorry, the Bears won. That is week 4. Week 5. 10-5 you, 11-4 me. Week 5 in the NFL. Disagreement games. Los Angeles Rams, Seattle Seahawks. You picked the Seahawks. I picked the Rams. The Seahawks won. Arizona Cardinals, Cincinnati Bengals. You picked the Bengals. I picked the Cardinals, and the Cardinals won.
Yeah, I knew that one. That was the one I jacked up myself. So, yeah, I'm not surprised by that one.
Last but not least, Cleveland Browns, San Francisco 49ers. You picked the Browns. I picked the 49ers. And, of course, you know that result. The 49ers won.
Absolutely.
So, that's the only disagreement. We both split that at 1 apiece. No. 2 games to 1. I won 1, 2, and you won 1. That's the disagreement games for week 5 in the NFL. That is where we're at. We got week 6 tonight. Week 5 records. 10-5 you, 11-4 me.
Wow.
And our overall record so far, you 47-30, me 50-27.
Them NBA records.
Yes, they're my NBA records, and we got week 6 predictions tonight. Podcast will be up. So, which speaks of the podcast, we got the evaluation report from the shocking Indianapolis Colts Kansas City Chiefs win. The Colts won against the Chiefs 19-13. We'll have an evaluation report for that, and then we'll skip right on over to the predictions for week 6 in the NFL. The Colts got a bye week, so there's no playbook. We will resume that next week. Headlines, Daryl, that'll be you, and then we'll have the Final Thoughts of the podcast.
Okay, so there you have it. That was our NFL predictions. Not predictions, I'm sorry. Yeah, the records of prediction games, disagreement games, and all that good stuff. So, of course, as usual, podcast coming up here shortly. Did the daily podcast. I'm also go over the things that there's a couple of headlines that I also have mentioned that I said I was going to do an actual look over, and I'm going to do that also tonight on the podcast too, the NFL podcast. I'm going to dig a little deeper on it. But other than that, once again, you can follow us on Instagram at DTST2414 or shows behind the scenes or Instagram TV. But until then, that's all we got.